Yes, karibuni. This is Kevin the Dom kwenye Jivja Kenya tuelimishane. Leo mimi nitaongea kama mwanauchumi. I am an economist by profession. I have decided to come with this program, and my aim is to try and educate some people, those who are interested, to get educated. It is not a matter of going to school, but it is also a matter of knowing some things. For example, the situation which we have or we go through in our nation, Kenya, there is this problem of the economic change, the economic levels. I want us to look at, I want to get you through and know about economic growth. As an economist, if you are an economist, we all know that economy fluctuates over time, and this fluctuation brings about economic cyclic. This economic cyclic, it means, or it shows exactly that our economy go through some phases, and I want us to see how to look at the phases of the economic cycle. One, we will start with boom, then we go to recession, then we will finish with recovery. We all know that in between recession and recovery, there is a trough. If, for example, you are asked to show or to give the economic growth trend, this is how it looks like. This is how it looks like. Here it is the trough. Here it is the recession, and this is boom. That is economy trend, economic growth trend. We will start by looking at the boom. When an economy is at boom, what does it mean? The boom phase of the economy, or the boom phase in an economic cycle, it is where the economy is growing very quickly, and the aggregate demand goes up, leading to a fall in unemployment and a rise in price level, or a rise in inflation. I will start by elaborating more about aggregate demand. First, I will define this term. Aggregate demand, this is just but the total demand of real output. The total demand of real output. We have unemployment. We all know that employment, it can be explained in employment rate, or as an employment rate. This is where you relate the number of people who can be employed in an economy and the total number of employed people. This is where we see, or we get the unemployment rate. If we look at the price level or the inflation, if you asked, or I'm asked to define about inflation, this is just a rise in overall price level. Inflation, I've said, It is defined as a rise in overall price level. Aggregate demand, this is a concept in macroeconomy, but there is a concept in microeconomics. If you talk of demand of one product or an individual product in an economy, if we are trying to talk about that, we are in the concept of microeconomics. But today, I want us to look at the macroeconomics. This is where we look at the aggregate demand, and we will see the causes of aggregate demand fluctuation, or how to construct aggregate demand curve. If you know about the demand of an individual product or an individual good, meaning if you have the concept of micro, this is taught in high school. If you are a Form 4 and you did business study, you will understand what I mean. That is microeconomics. We will see the effect of the downslope or downsloping of a curve of an individual demand, or a demand of an individual good. And this this is framed under the assumption that when we construct the demand curve of an individual good or product, we make, or we have the assumption that the prices of other goods and the income of the buyers remain constant. This is contrary to the aggregate demand, or when we are constructing the aggregate demand curve, because it is a concept in macroeconomics, and we will say that aggregate demand curve, it is defined by the price level. Price level, it involves changes in general the prices of all goods in an economy. And when we talk of price level change, it implies on changing in wages paid to workers. So we will see also the wages or the income of workers changes. This means, or it shows clearly, that the assumption that we use in microeconomy when we construct the demand curve of an individual product, it is contrary to the concept of macro when we are microeconomics, when we are trying to construct the aggregate demand curve, that prices of other goods and the income of the buyers is assumed to be constant. But here in aggregate demand, we assume, or we don't have that as an assumption, and there's that change in price level, and we are told that when there is a change in the price level, it implies that there is also a change in wages paid, and so incomes also will change. So next chapter we will look at the aggregate demand when it goes up, how it leads to a fall in unemployment and a rise in the price level, or a rise in inflation. So the next chapter we will talk about, or we will talk of the relationship between these aggregate demand, unemployment, and the inflation. So from there, I have to stop. And please, if you come through this channel, don't forget to offer your support by subscribing, like, comment. Thank you.